Hello.
Oh, you can't see me. Hold on.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm enjoying this weather.
It's nice.
It's very nice. I get to go outside whenever I want. This is not
Yeah.
cold anymore. It is just you and I tonight. So is there anything you would like to work on?
I don't know if there's anything specific I want to work on.
Is there a area would you rather do like hips or shoulders or like core?
Shoulders, probably. I've been sitting a lot more for work lately, and I'm kind of worried that it's affecting my shoulders.
It probably is. Yeah, that's great because I had a class picked out for shoulders and I just wanted to make sure that that's something that you were feeling at mine. That way I could just adjust to what you needed. Okay, cool. Let me log on real quick.
This game. Okay.
I think I'm gonna just try to keep this time slot and then hopefully eventually in the future more people will join. But I asked and this is what people wanted and then nobody told me anything and I was like, okay, well.
Yeah, I was happy with this time. It's like perfect for me.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Coming. There.
3, 5, 9, 8, 4, 0.
Maybe everybody wanted this time, and then because the weather is so nice, they were like, what? Stay inside?
I know. That's my other thought. I don't think Thursday mornings are gonna take off, so I might just stick to teaching in the evenings.
Okay.
So we'll see. And my schedule will be now freer after volleyball is done in 3 weeks.
Okay.
I might have like 2 evening classes on the schedule, and that's maybe what I'll stick with. All right. Grab a grab your dictionary, or if you want to grab a pillow, you can also grab a pillow. But we're gonna start by opening up our chest, and if you want to grab a second one, just to kind of be a pillow for your head, you can. And this is how we'll start class. So today's class is going to be Centrate and Celebrate. So we're going to be trying to open up the chest and strengthen the back of the shoulders so that way our arms are more centrated in the socket. So centrate and celebrate so we can be able to lift our arms up in the air and do whatever we want. So lean back and try to find the block with your shoulder blades. So you want to be on the shoulder blades, and then the other one can be at whatever level you need it to be. And then just let your arms come out at a T. They can also be goal posted, or you can kind of play around with different angles. We'll be here for probably about a minute and a half, which is longer than I normally give, but it's always needed. And if you start to notice that your fingers go tingly, you can readjust the arms. So we don't want them to fall asleep. And then I like to have the knees bent. And then as you breathe, you're trying not to let the ribs lift up. You're kind of keeping them knitted down. So let's just breathe here as we begin to open the chest. And really breathe down into the block too to start to open up some of the back fascia. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe as you're sitting here, laying here, thinking about something that is cause for celebration, and that when your heart is more open, things you're able to do with your arms more if they were centrated in the joint. So just things like reaching up overhead. If you haven't changed the position of your arms yet, go ahead and find a new angle to stretch your chest open at. This feels so good. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more breaths, just like this. Last one. Good. And then just roll to one side off of the blocks. And you can move the blocks off to the side and return to your back. And from here, I'm going to challenge our glutes a little bit, but know that you can always take that block underneath the sacrum if needed. But take your hands to that low belly, start to draw the glutes together, and then lift your hips 2 inches off the floor. So staying low, feeling that the shoulder blades are on the floor, and then reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Palms face each other. Make sure that you're not falling to the outer edges of your feet. We're going to start to do puffs in our shoulder. So we're reaching the fingertips up a little higher. So that way the shoulder blades reach away from the center of your spine. And then exhale, they tap the ground. So start to move as you reach the fingers up, really push down into your upper back and then bring the shoulders back to neutral. Reach up and bring them back. So as you do this, make sure your chin isn't lifting. Good. Yeah, see if you can reach them a little further away each time. Last one, reach them away. And then shoulders come in contact with the floor. And then bend your elbows and push your elbows into the floor without the ribs lifting. So as you do this, you kind of feel the shoulder blades draw together on the back. Feel the glutes working here too. And then lower your upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm so sorry. Hands come behind the head. Feet stay flat on the floor. Find your sacrum on the mat. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, lift your head and shoulders off of the mat, drawing down through that low belly. Good. Lean your head back into your hands to make sure we're not overly using that throat. And then inhale, lower down. Adding on, exhale, come up. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. And then try to slide it up further. So we're really getting down into that low belly and also the side of our ribs. And then hand comes behind the head. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Right hand to right thigh. Try to slide it up higher towards that kneecap, drawing down through the low belly. Yeah, that looks good. Inhale, right hand behind head, lower down. Adding on, exhale, come up. Left hand to left thigh. Slide it up. And then try to tap your right thigh. Come back to your left thigh. And then lower down, inhale. Exhale, come up. Right hand to right thigh. Slide it up. Tap your left thigh. Tap your right thigh. And then inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Left hand to left thigh, slide it up. Tap the right thigh. And then try to bring the outside of your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Stay off your right shoulder blade. Good. Come back through center, lower down. Exhale, come up. Right hand to right thigh. Slide it up. Tap your left thigh. And then try to slide your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Stay off your left shoulder blade. Yes. And then come on down. Inhale. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. And then from here, bring the feet back down and mat distance apart. Oh, I gotta move my mic. All right. So from here, allow your knees to fall to the left. So your left thigh kind of lands on the ground, but the right knee is at a 45-degree angle. Push through your right glute. So feel that right glute lift and that your right hip bone is pulling up. And then from here, bring your right hand across your body and then start to draw circles with it. So it's going to open up to noon, come all the way around your body, and then sweep up over your hip. So these are helpful in addition to when we opened up our chest. You shouldn't feel a lot of pulling in your right pec. If you do, then you can just come up to noon and then return it to the left hand. Keep that right glute on. And then let's do the other side. So allow the knees to fall towards the right this time. Push through the inner part of the left foot. Left hand comes across the body and then starts drawing circles. And just feel this left side start to open up a little bit more. Maybe your inhales bring you around and your exhales bring you across your hip. So it's just a small movement in the upper body, but a big movement in the arm. Good. And then return onto your back and then come up onto your hands and knees. Get my mic back out. All right. So from here, this is where we work on kind of what we've been working on the past few weeks with getting the shoulders. Actually, it was when we were in the space series. So dialing those hands out. So coming into quadruped, try to feel that the hands are dialing out in separate directions. And then the shoulder blades are pulling down onto the back. Yes. And then pick your ribs up to meet your shoulder blades. Yes. Good. That looks great. And then from here, we're going to slowly walk the knees back. So we're not straightening the legs, but we're trying to keep the shoulders in place as we tiptoe those knees back. Good. So it's like we're in a kneeling plank and then tiptoe the knees back in, staying strong in the shoulders. Yep. Bring those knees all the way forward. And then let's do that one more time. Tiptoe the knees back, keeping that head up in line with the shoulders. Yes. And then tiptoeing them in once you feel that you've made it all the way back. Good. And then from here, come up to stand. Roll the shoulders out. All right. So let's start moving. Getting some movement in these shoulders. Feet are hip distance apart, top of the mat. On your inhale, reach the arms out in front of you. So kind of like we did in our bridge. And that feel that the shoulder blades are on the back. And then reach them even more forward and then up overhead without your ribs going forward. On your exhale, sit back in your hips and bring the hands to the floor. Good. Step your right foot back, lower your right knee. It just looked like the cat attacked the camera. And then shoulders over the hips.
He's decided he wants to play fetch while we're doing this. So every so often I'll have to throw him a strawberry and he'll come back and get it.
That's funny. All right, shoulders over the hips. Feel that right glute start working, and then you can roll the shoulders. So as you roll the shoulders, feeling the ribs turn. And if, notice if there's any Rice Krispie sounds in the shoulders. Hopefully they'll lessen over class. Good. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Step back into quadruped. Again, dialing those hands out, feeling the ribs lift up into the shoulders. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back into plank. Bring your left knee in. Bring your right knee in. Inhale, use those glutes to help you come up to kneeling. And then right foot steps forward. Roll the shoulders out. Feel that you can create more space in your ribs. Feel that left glute work in to stabilize you so your right knee doesn't move. And then on your exhale, fingertips to the floor, step forward. Inhale, use the glutes to help you come all the way up to stand. Exhale, sit back in the hips, fingertips to the floor. Step your left foot back. Lower your left knee. If you want to keep the toe stuck under, you can. And inhale, this time the arms reach forward and up again. But the right hand comes behind you. So feel your right hand on the left glute to get it to fire and kind of tuck down. And reach the left fingers up and away. Good. And feel that as you breathe in, you have that expansion in your ribs, and your exhale, your low belly is drawing back towards your spine. One more. And then on your exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step back into quadruped. Feel the shoulders settle onto the back. The core is drawing in. And then step your right foot back into plank. Then your left foot steps back into plank. Good. And then the right knee comes in and the left knee comes in. Inhale, come up to kneel. Use those glutes. Step your left foot forward. You can curl the right toes under if you want. Arms reach up. Left hand comes behind the back on top of the right glute. Reach the right fingers up even higher. Free that space in the right side of the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one in.
Making noise.
And on your exhale, bring the right fingertips down, left fingertips down, step forward. Use your glutes. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Arms reach up. Exhale, going into the first sequence, sit back in the hips, hands come to the floor. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee. You can tuck or untuck. Left hand comes behind the back, right arm reaches up. Find your breath here. Last breath in. And then on your exhale, you can bring the right hand to a block or the floor. You'll keep that right knee down. And inhale, you can reach the left arm up. If that feels like a lot, you can always bring your left fingertips to your left shoulder. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And then maybe you start to make circles with your left hand and go counterclockwise. And they don't have to be huge circles. They can be whatever your range of motion can manage. Good, last one. And use that arm to help sweep you up and turn to the right side of your mat for goddess. So I will turn to face you. If you want to turn to face me, you're more than welcome to. So in goddess, feeling that tailbone root down and making sure your knees are over, not over, but in line with your big toe and second toe. And we'll reach the arms out to a T. Feel that your shoulder blades are on your back. The ribs are pulling in, and start to just pulse the backs of your arms backwards. Good. Feeling that they're drawing together, they're working to fire up. And that core is helping keep you strong so that way your whole body doesn't move, just your shoulders move. Good. Last one. Hold. Cartwheel your hand towards the front of the mat. So we're stepping back into plank. Hands land, come into plank. You can also, from here, lower the knees. Feel that core working, the glutes working. And then lower all the way to the floor. Just scoot back. So from here, stack your hands. So right hand stacks on top of the left hand. And we're going to act like the lower half of our body is in cement, so it's not going to move. So bring the forehead to the back of your hands. Feel your low belly try to pull away from the floor, the glutes working. And then inhale, lift your hands up into your forehead. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, only your upper body lifts. Good. Feel your shoulder blades draw together. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more with the right hand on top. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lower. Good. Let's stack the left hand on top now. And let's do 4. So use your breath. Inhale, engage the core, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Yes, exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hands come under the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades draw together. Zip up the front of your body to help you push up onto your knees. And then lift up and back into down dog. Walk your feet in a half step. Feel that you have equal weight in your hands and feet in down dog. And breathe. Good. Then from here, walk your hands back towards your feet for happy squat. Knees are as bent as they need to be. Try to think flat back in your happy squat. So if you need to walk your hands up your shins, you can. You can shake the head yes and no. Kind of let that area loosen up. And then from here, we're going to baby bear walk forward. So hands come forward. Walk your right hand and left toes forward. Left hand and right toes, and just feeling that weight exchange from side to side. And then use your glutes. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Hands come to the floor. Good. Step your left foot back. Lower your left knee. You can keep the toes tucked under or not. Arms reach up. Right hand comes behind the back on top of that left glute. Get it to work and reach that left arm up high. On your next exhale, bring the left hand to a block or the floor. You can also be on your fingertips. Right arm reaches up. Good. Breathe. Try to pull your left shoulder down your back. Yes. And then you can draw circles here with your right arm. Feel that that left arm is holding you strong as the right arm is becoming more mobile. Good. And then from here, use your last backstroke to lift and turn you to the left side of your mat for goddess. Feel that the tailbone is rooting down. And then we'll goalpost our arms. So instead of straight, they're goalposting. And then lightly pulse the backs of your arms backwards. Trying not to jut the chin, which is really hard to do. Feel those shoulder blades come together. Good, that looks great. And then from here, cartwheel your hands towards the front of your mat, towards the right foot. Step back into plank. Lower your knees, hold here. Can you feel your hands dialing out? Can you feel your shoulder blades coming down the back? That tailbone rooting down. Yes. And then slowly lower. From here, so a celebratory position is always like we bring our hands into a Y over our head. We're like, yay, right? So bring your hands into a Y with your thumbs up. You can put your forehead on the mat or it can lift up with your upper body. It just depends on how that upper back feels with it. Or I'm going to put my forehead on a block. Engage your core and glutes. And we're going to do 8 of these. So only the arms are lifting. We're not lifting our upper body. So engage everything and then lift your arms. Good. And then lower them. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, lower. Good. 6 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 4 more. 4. Feel the shoulder blades coming together. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring them down underneath the shoulders. Zip everything up in the front, push up onto your knees, and then up and back into down dog. You can wag your tail left and right here, maybe freeing up some stuff. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Feel the connection to the ground, shaking the head yes and no. And then left hand, right foot, step forward. Right hand, left foot. All the way to the front of the mat. Use your glutes to come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, shake it out. How do you feel?
Good.
Good. Things more stretched out?
Yes, definitely more stretched out.
Good. All right. Let's add on a little bit more. So let's get into that upper back. So inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Step your right foot back. And you can lower the right knee if you need to. The right hand will come underneath that right shoulder. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, thread it underneath your left thigh. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, sweep it under. All right, let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale, open up. Exhale, left hand comes down, left knee slides next to the right knee. 2 cat cows. So hands under those shoulders. Inhale. Pull your heart forward and feel your shoulder blades kind of drag down your back. Exhale, push up into your hands, round the back. Really focus on the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, cow pose. Feel that the back of the neck is long. Exhale, scary cat. Good, and then inhale. From here, step your right foot forward. Left hand can be on a block or the ground. Left knee can be lifted or not. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, push down to lift up. Exhale, thread it under. 3 more. Big conscious breaths. Opening up into that thoracic region. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, right knee slides back. Let's do some serratus puffs here. So hands are under the shoulders. You're going to maintain a neutral spine, but really melt your heart down so that the shoulder blades come together and then push up. So your heart is melting down. Yeah, just like that. Yep. And then pushing back up into that. Good. And just go back and forth, working on keeping the head neutral, lowering down, lifting up. Good. 2 and 1. Back. Good. From here, come back up onto your knees. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward. Shake it out. All right. Next sequence. Okay, I like all this. Yeah. All right. So from the top of your mat, we're going to step back into crescent lunge. So go ahead and slide your right foot back and find your neutral pelvis first. So just making sure there's not a super huge curve in that low back. Yeah, that looks great. And then from here, you're going to hook your right thumb in front of your left and reach them forward. So like we practiced earlier, that protraction, and then upwards. So as they're up above, or they can also be at a 45. So if being up here makes you feel like your ribs are going forward, bring your hands more in front of you. Good. And then as you're here, feel a slight sensation of pulling your thumbs apart. That right glute is working. Last one in. And then on your exhale, bring the right hand to the floor, right knee to the floor, and slide your left leg back for modified side plank. Left hand will cuff the right shoulder. So its job is to make sure that this doesn't happen. It's going to try to keep the right shoulder blade on the back. And then feel the core engage and just hang out here. Or maybe you work on doing some taps with that left foot, lifting it up and then lowering it. Good. Last one. And when it's lifted, step your left foot halfway forward towards that right hand. Left hand comes down, and then the right leg lifts. So you come up into a bent knee standing L. So you can be on your fingertips here. Yeah, really pull back in that left hip crease. Good. And with your fingertips or hands on the floor, you're trying to pull them back using the friction of your mat to pull your heart forward. Use that right glute. Good. And then from here, right leg tucks behind the left as you come down to sit, turning towards the left side of your mat for a seated twist. Yeah, and you can kick the right leg out if you need to. We're going to scrub out this rib region. So hands come to goalposts. Take a breath in. On your exhale, twist left. Inhale, exhale right. And you can move as slow or as fast as you need to. Just focusing on the fact that the shoulders aren't moving. They're like tacked onto the ribs. We're moving from the ribs. All right, last one. Unwind to the right. So we're coming into forward fold. So turn towards the front of your mat. Knees are bent. Good. Sitting in those hips. Slide your hands to your knees. Prepping here. Keep the core engaged and then reach your arms out to goalposts. Yes. Keep the low belly drawing in. Bring the hands back to the knees. And then we're going to reach the arms forward so they're like parallel lines. Good. And just notice how that feels different. Good. Hands to knees. Inhale. Use those glutes to help you lift up. Exhale. Good. Other side. Straighten. All right. Left foot steps back. Come into crescent lunge. Find your neutral pelvis. And then on your inhale, hook your left thumb in front of your right and reach the arms upwards. Good. Feel the ribs drawing in, that left glute working. Breathe in, fill your lungs. Exhale. Last breath in, feel those thumbs lightly pulling apart. And then on your exhale, left hand comes down to the floor, left knee comes down to the floor, and then right leg slides towards the back of your mat. From here, the right hand cuffs that left shoulder to make sure it doesn't fall inwards. And then you can play patty cake with your right foot on the ground so it can lift and lower, keeping that core strong. Yes, good job. Yeah, this isn't easy. You're crushing it. Keep it up. Good. And then as the right leg lifts for the last time, step your right foot towards your left hand. Good. Right hand comes down. You can prop yourself up on your fingertips here. And then lift your left leg off the floor for standing L. Work on pulling your fingertips towards that right foot. The left glute is working here. Low belly still drawing up and in. And then seated twist, left leg crosses behind the right as you turn towards the right side of your mat. Goal post your arms. Feel them tack onto the ribs. And then move, exhaling one way, inhaling center, exhaling the other way. And just move back and forth, kicking out that left leg if you need to. Use your breath. Good. And then last one to the left, unwind towards the front of your mat for forward fold. From here, really rest your ribs on your thighs. Goal post your arms and then dive up into them, coming into like this squat position. Yeah, good. And then bring the hands to the knees. And then reach the arms out in front of you. Hugging in those ribs, feeling the low belly draw in. And then hands to knees, use the glutes to help you come up. All right. Shake it out. Get some water if you need it. And we'll add it all together. We'll add in a few little extra yummy stretches at the end. All right. Inhale, arms reach out in front of you and then upwards. You're good. My bad. I'm so used to teaching online, like where like, you know, it's not like over Zoom. So I'm just like, get water. And then I'm like, and let's go. And then I'm like, I'm just teaching Erin right now. I should probably look at her drinking water. My bad. I'm just like, I'm so used to talking to an audience that can't talk back to me. All right, here we go. Arms reach forward and then upwards. Yeah, so while you're here, soften your knees a little bit and then tuck your tailbone. Yes, and then keep that pelvis. So try not to move your pelvis and straighten your knees a little bit. So keep that tailbone tucked in. Yes, that looks great. And then from that position, start to forward fold. Yes, 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 yes. Yep, yep, yep. Bend your knees more. Bend your knees more. There. Good. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee. Untuck your toes. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale. Left hand comes behind the back on top of that right glute. And then from here, if it feels good, maybe you bend your right elbow to tap your right shoulder. Your left hand is on your back and then your right hand is up. Your left foot is forward. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So left arm is behind the back, right arm is up. Good. And then the right hand can maybe touch your right shoulder by bending your right elbow. Good. Yeah. and breathe. Good. Last breath in. And then from here, we're going to lift and turn into goddess to the right side of the mat. So I'm going to turn to face you for this. So this time, instead of the arms just pulsing backwards, we're going to do them at diagonal. So reach your right arm up and your left arm down. And you're going to pulse them back and then kind of like bring your fingertips together and then pulse your left arm up and your right arm back. So as you bring them together, they come together in center, and then you reach your arms at a diagonal. So they're pulling back. And then you bring the fingertips back together, then left arm up, right arm down. Yep, good. And just go back and forth. So you should feel like this diagonal pulling across your chest. Should feel real nice. These are good for like a desk break.
And nothing else should be moving, like my chest shouldn't be pulling out.
Correct. All of that should just be staying. It's just your arms. Good. Last one. Bring them back. So from here, let's go ahead and cartwheel towards the front of the mat, coming into quadruped. And then we'll come into right modified side plank. So the right knee stays under that right hip, slide your left leg back, and then cuff your right shoulder again. And then maybe you lift the left leg and hold it up there. Yes, keep that core working, that right shoulder on your back.
This side is a lot easier for me than the other side.
That's awesome to know. Awesome to recognize as well. Let's step forward into standing L. So left foot steps towards the right hand. From here, right leg lifts. So just pause, find your breath, feel that right glute working. That looks awesome. And then right toes land, and we'll end in a tilted crescent. So our chest is over that left thigh. Yep. That right glute is working. We're going to do these kickbacks. So our hands are like dangling. And then we're going to pull the elbows up, kind of like we did in our bridge, and then straighten the elbows. Yes, good. And then bend the elbows, and then arms dangle. Good. And then elbows pull up, reach it back, feel the shoulder blades squeeze together, and then elbows bend and they reach down. Last one, shoulders pull together, elbows come up. Good. Kick them back and hold here. And then let's turn to the right for side lunges. So turn to the right side of your mat, feet are parallel, and just side lunge left and right. And as you do this, you can also roll your shoulders. Yep, make sure, you're sitting back in the hips. Good job. Good. And then from here, go ahead and turn to the left towards the front of the mat, stepping back into plank, and let's hold it here. Lowering the knees if you need to, but really feel those hands dialing out, the shoulders down the back. Core and glutes are working. Good. Tap your knees down. Lower all the way down. From here, let's lift up into locust pose. So you can actually bring your hands as if you're tucking them into your back pocket. And then lift your upper body and lower body and feel that the shoulder blades are drawing together. Yes. Good. And then bring the toes down, hands come under the shoulders, push up onto your knees, and then slide your knees in under your hips for quadruped. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, reach up. Exhale, thread it underneath of you. Coming into thread the needle. So right side of your head is down, right shoulder is down. Then you can walk the left fingertips forward, coming to like noon. And just focus on breathing in 3 directions. in your diaphragm. So up and down, left and right, front and back. Good. And then from here, left hand returns underneath the left shoulder. Push yourself up into quadruped. Come up to kneeling. Step that left foot forward. Curl the right toes under. Come up into crescent lunge. And in crescent lunge, let's roll those shoulders out. Good. And then pause. And then step the right foot forward. Other side. Inhale, arms reach forward and then upwards. Exhale, hands come down. Step your left foot back, lower your left knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Right hand comes behind the back on top of the left glute. Reach the left arm up high. Good. You could maybe bend the left elbow and tap your left shoulder. Or maybe it taps the back of your head. Make space with every breath. Last one. And then let's lift and turn to the left for goddess. From here, we're going to do those diagonals again. So set your pelvis, feel the glutes working, and then reach at a diagonal, and then reach at a diagonal. Maybe close your eyes and focus on the shoulders. Good. And then from here, cartwheel the hands to the right towards the front of the mat for quadruped. Pause for a moment, and then let's slide the right leg back into modified side plank. So stabilizing here now. Right hand on that left shoulder. Feeling that core draw in. Yep. And then maybe you lift the right heel. Or maybe you lift the entire right foot. Yes. Stabilize. You got it. Good. Last one. And then let's step the right foot towards the left hand. Right fingertips land. You can come up onto your left fingertips. Lift the left leg for standing L. Draw in that low belly. And then the left toes land towards the back of your mat and come up into tilted crescent. So most of our weight is on that right leg, but that left glute is working too. We're doing those kickbacks. So the arms are dangling. Feel the shoulder blades pull together first, and then the elbows bend, and then they kick back. Good. Elbows bend, and then reach down. Shoulders, elbows, straighten them. Elbows, reach forward. One more. Shoulders, elbows, straighten them. Good. Holding here. And then let's turn to the left side of the mat, parallel the feet. Side lunges. Lightly drawing the low belly up and in. Good. And then turn towards the front of the mat, coming into quadruped. Inhale, left arm sweeps up. Exhale, thread it underneath of you, bringing the left side of your head down, left shoulder down. You can also have your left side of your head on a block if the shoulder doesn't make it all the way down. And then walk your right fingers forward to noon. And breathe here. Into that posterior, that back part of your shoulder blade, giving it a nice stretch. And then right hand comes underneath the shoulder, push yourself back up to quadruped. Come up to kneeling. Step your left foot forward. Curl your right toes under. Come up into crescent lunge. And then go ahead and roll out those shoulders. Oh, we already did this side. That's okay. Go ahead and step your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Roll it out. Go ahead and then step your left foot forward. Shake it out. I was like, there's no way we did this side. Yeah, we did. All right. Come down to seated. However you want to be seated. I like to sit with one leg stretched out. So from here, we're going to take our right hand out in front of us with the palm face up and then reach it out to the right and then reach the right fingers down. Yep. And then bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And then you can take your left hand to the right side of your neck and just kind of pull some of those tissues downwards. Good. Bring the left hand to the side of your face to push it up. And then bring the arm down. Left palm faces up, and then comes away. Reach the left fingers down. Right ear to right shoulder. And you can use your right fingers to help pull down some of that tissue on the left side of your neck. Good. Go ahead, right hand to the right side of your head, push it up, and then let the arm drop. From here, go ahead and we're going to bring the right arm across the body and catch it in your left elbow pit. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can push the outside of the right hand into the left. So like pushing the right arm away from you. And then go ahead and switch. And from here, bring your hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers and push them away. And really arch into your back and drop your head. And then inhale, come on up. Come on to the back. You can actually finish as we started if you want to. If you want more chest stretch, you can. I am, because I can never get enough of it. We're going to add a little bit of a myofascial tissue release. So find your collarbone with your, let's do our left hand. So find your collarbone with your left hand. So find your right collarbone with your left hand. So across the body, and then go right beneath it. So there's some soft tissue underneath your collarbone. And just lightly press it outwards and away towards your shoulder. So it looks like this. We're just pushing it towards the shoulder. Just kind of taking that tissue and kind of allowing that shoulder blade to come down. And you can even work more towards the center of your chest, pushing outwards. This helps the shoulders settle into a more natural position when we're in a neutral posture. Then go ahead and bring the right hand to your left collarbone and go right below that and massage that tissue outwards towards your armpit. Good, and then just settle. Find a good place for your arms. Feeling more centrated. so we can celebrate a little bit more. Finding that your breaths are deeper after opening up our thoracic cavity. And 5 more breaths here. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turning your head left and right. Bend your elbows and then maybe reach your arms up overhead and straighten the elbows again. Good. And then in your own way, safely come up to seated. Hands come to heart center, lightly pressing the palms into one another, feeling that the chest is open and the shoulders are strong on the back. May you move well into the rest of your evening and also the rest of your week. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. How did they feel?
Oh, it feels so great.
Yeah.
I was really feeling a lot of tension in my